Okay. Right, let's go. Oh, I haven't put it in low. Hold up. Track, and apparently it's got beautiful rocks. We shall see. I am in convoy. I've got Steve behind me. I expected. Didn't expect it to be this rough. Oh, there's some cool rocks. I love a good rock formation. We are in the Strathbogie, Boogie, I think sounds better. State Forest. Wow. I reckon there's a rock up there that surely if you gave it a shove it would just fall down. Oh, you're not behind me. Can you see the big round one at the top?
Yeah.
I've never been here before.
It's almost like what's holding you there.
Yeah. I'd be a bit scared if I did shove it and it rolled off.
Imagine the mess it'll do.
Never been out here before, but I came out yesterday and very enjoyable. So there's a few vids that will go up, probably already up on the track, which hopefully you watched. Mount Separation, that was pretty awesome. Wild Dogs Rocks was worth the look. The campsites, yeah, they're alright. But there's some awesome rocks. Like I said, I love a good rock formation. So this one here on Rooftops has a little note talking about awesome rock formations. So that's why I'm like, yeah, let's do that one. So far, it's rough. The track is rough. But the rocks are awesome. There is a lot of clay around. I was gutted. Oh wait a minute, let me concentrate here. Okay. We did a track. There's loads of track. It's like a maze. Like, it's so hard to figure out where you are. Like, I've got 2 maps running. Steve's got his HEMA running. And it's so hard to figure out what track you're on half the time, especially when you get to a junction. You'd think that's when it was easier. But yeah, so that's a bit of a ugh, but we've made it through. But we ended up on a track and then got to the end of it. Oh yeah, and there was a plantation sign saying no public access, off the way we wanted to go. And of course the other option was the one that we had looked at earlier on the map, and I had said no, let's not do that one, it says steep. And then I forgot to press record as well, but it was steep. There was a couple of sections that were just clay, and I just had to, I learnt from the whole incident collecting wood to just first gear, send it, don't touch the brakes. And that's what I did. So I'm sorry I didn't film that one. Got to the bottom of it and was like, should have filmed that. But yeah, so there are a lot of tracks that are muddy and horrible, and I missed them. But there's still some awesome tracks. Like, this is enjoyable. It's so far it's easy, but it's not just like a dirt track, you know, where you really want to be in high. This is definitely off-roady. And the landscape is awesome. God, I can't see. There we go. Let's just drop down. Car, select third gear, please. There we go. That took, what, 15 metres to select the gear that I had asked for. Oof. Anyway, so I would recommend coming out here. It's worth, I'm gonna take that off. It's worth, no, where do I put it? It's worth coming, for sure. And I was talking to Steve, because he likes to do stuff that breaks cars. I do not. Oh, you could camp there. That fishing rod. It's a bit annoying. Steve likes to break stuff, like up mount separation. If you've, I haven't even edited it yet. I'm talking in the future when I've done some editing. I don't know, I might even put Steve's video in of the other side. He went up the hard side and I went up the easy side, which was still nerve-wracking. That was awesome though. Really good fun. That again. Oh wow. Make sure you look left up here. It's almost like a load of eggs just sat on the hill waiting to roll down.
To have it just sitting there half the time.
Yeah. Oh, these ones are even cooler. It's like an onion, it's peeled. Watch the track, watch the track.
That's just insane.
Like, where's all the rest of the rock gone from around those rocks? Need a geologist to tell me. Like, I can't believe they were round blobs surrounded by like sedimentary rock that got worn, eroded, and they're left behind. Like, that's weird. How did the blobs form? Maybe it's lava?
It's way above my pay grade.
Yeah. It's a bit like that that lava slope on King Billy, isn't it? You just look at it and go, how? Just how?
Yeah, that's what I'm sitting here wondering. Like, have they been pushed out of the ground? Has everything been washed away from around them? What's going on?
Mud hole. What gear am I in here? There we go. But this is nice. This has not got any clay so far. Have some bits where you have to think, but not too much. Beautiful rocks. Where does the track go? Here we go. Awesome scenery. Oh, look. Stoke too soon. Rocks up there. Wow. Let's stop here. Come up and stop behind me. Get a decent picture. Oops, that on the radio.
Look at him right up to the left as well.
Yeah. I just don't want to accidentally roll back into you. How far are you behind me?
A lot further now.
There we go. Yeah, I wanted a picture to try and get some scale in, and it just doesn't do it justice.
I'm wondering how much they weigh.
I bet one of your forklifts wouldn't move them.
Oh, hell no.
Wildworth coming up here. Pretty like sandy, but grippy. Grippy sand. The rocks are so cool. Anyway, if you've never been to this bit of the world, I highly recommend it. I came up yesterday, sort of potted around half of yesterday and all of today, and the time is 1 o'clock. Oh, now I gotta try and get a decent picture of those ones. My handbrake is shit, look at that. Park. Right down. Okay, keep sitting on the radio. Right, we are about halfway along, I think. know that on the map there is a section that basically says don't go that way. So I'm not going that way, obviously. But it's not marked on, because I'm using two maps at the moment because it's so complicated around here. It's not marked on the one on my tablet. So I don't want to miss, because I'm sure it's around here somewhere. Look at those rocks over there! Is this a good size comparison to how big the rock is? Does that look massive? Eventually you'll just be like, Lucy, it's another bloody rock. Let's drive off.
No, definitely not. It's bloody fascinating.
Ugh, everything's going flying. Like, there are a few little campy spots if you just needed to camp up. Along here. No water, obviously, you're up. It's not really a ridge, because the ridge is the rocky bit. Sure, if you had time to explore and maybe some snake, what are they called, snake gators, so you could do a bit of bush bashing, that might be quite fun. Today is a hot day, it's 22 degrees out, a bit unexpected. It is the bank holiday, extra bank holiday for the Queen. So loads of people out and about. So we'll see where we find to camp today. So my plan was to already be over the other side in Mount Samira National Park by now. But yeah, we got distracted by rocky outcrops, which I was supposed to do yesterday, but didn't, which was good because there's no way I would have done that without having a spotter to look for rocks. Because I cannot afford to damage my car. Steve has a daily. I do not. This is my daily. So I definitely needed to have Steve there to, you know, do the old left and right. Oof. Anyway, I reckon you could do this in the wet. Like, I reckon there's enough grip. I've not seen any clay, it's all this sandy grit, like thick sand, isn't it? Foot's a bit pointy. Woo! Concentrate. Yeah, so I think it would be fine. So far, anyway. pretty sure to the right there was the bit that leads to the big rocks where it literally says don't go that way, the rocks are too big, you can't. You'd probably want to go that way, but we're going this way.
Yeah, right, copy that.
What does it have on HEMA?
Nothing at all.
So are we on a track, or you're saying that track was not marked on HEMA?
Looks like now we're starting to leave the track coming down this one.
Okay.
On the HEMA map, the track went right there.
Yeah. Which I reckon tells me which of my 2 Rooftops maps are the most up to date, because the map I've got on my tablet, I am also going cross country, but the map that I have on paper had that junction marked on it.
Yeah, my HEMA on my phone is the old version, so there's obviously a lot of updated tracks in it still that aren't there.
But I wonder if that would put people off, because, like, you know, let's just say that we had an accident and, oh, this is rocky, and you had to get recovered, you know, I'm on a road that's on a map, right? So surely I'm on a gazetted road, but if you came this way and went off the map, you might be tempted to go the other way. Which, if I get the map, I will read you what it says. It says,
Yeah, I'm not sure how it'll work.
It says this track has 100 metre rock section. Use more easterly track. Big stone there. Yeah, so it says for the turning that we went past, this track has 100 metre rock section, or did it say step? And then it says use more easterly track. Oof. So maybe you want to mark that one for your trip when you come back to do damage.
Yeah, I don't set out to do damage, but damage can occur, so...
Okay, that was rocky. Oof. This is good. This is not that I want it to be easy, like I want it to be interesting. So this to me is interesting. I'm just gonna stop and pick a line through here. I know that you'll just go straight down the middle. I'm going to go slightly left.
Copy that.
There we go. Steve has much bigger tyres on than me, and he also has way more clearance at the front and the back. So I need to just stop and look a few times, pick my line. Like, I think it's better to stop and think than it is to just send it. Like, you know, that's when you damage stuff, when you've not stopped and thought about it. So I'll get out every time. I mean, look, you know me, I get out for a puddle. Yeah, a puddle. There you go. That was fun. I'm totally assuming that you're fine back there.
Yeah, all good. Just playing around in the rocks.
Yeah, nice track. Bit unexpected. Probably a nice, that's the join for the rocky step bit. I'll just mark that corner. Yeah. Probably it so far anyway would be a nice track to bring a beginner. You know, there's rocky elements, it's a good place to maybe talk about wheel placement. Yeah, because you can't fall off the side, but you might still want to think. And awesome rocks. Just drove off the road looking at rocks. More awesome rocks to the left. Rocky base as well, even though it's got that beautiful red clay colour, it's still got nice rocks in there. I should probably say, if you've got this far, oh man, we need to stop here and take a picture. Drive up here.
Good view.
It's rocks!
Gee, what a surprise.
I've literally driven my nose into the rocks. Where have I put my phone? I've lost my phone. There it is. I'll be back. Oh, wow. It's worth driving up here just for that rock. That's super cool. There we go. Oh God. And now we go down.
Cool, cool.
So cool. I cannot get, yeah, you gotta do this track. You have to. It's an interesting track anyway, but that was the one to stop at and have a look around. when I'm out with the club, because some people, obviously it's about the driving, okay, that's fun, I get that, like Steve was saying before, you know, he does like the track. For me, it's about looking at stuff. Yeah, I enjoy the tracks obviously, but I like to be going to look at something interesting, GI. So I tend to find that when I go out with other people and I make them stop and look at every rock formation, they actually quite enjoy it because they're not used to stopping and looking at the things. Unlike me, that literally stops at everything. You could camp there if you wanted to. That's too slow. What are you doing? There we go. Oh. Not a fan of when I see a little muddy puddle like that. Just look up me and it's going to get worse. I think it's just because the water runoff is going that way. Still there. Wallaby. In the trees, see, and they look like cool rocks. Where are we? It's a fairly long track. But so far, lots of interesting things. It runs along kind of, I don't know, the eastern edge of the state forest. So I had to go a bit on the tarmac. Let's just go down. Wombat poo, so funny on its little rock perch. There's another one. It literally pooped on the last 3 rocks. I can't remember what car Steve has. Tell me what mods you have on your car.
I have a 2-inch flexi coil lift, 33-inch punch range tyres, and then just bull bar and rock sliders and rear bar and side scrub rails.
Yeah, so you've got 33s on, which are massive, and then you've just got the standard 2-inch lift.
Correct, and the 33s are legal on this car. It's only the 2 inches bigger than the factory tyres.
Makes a massive difference though.
Yeah, but they're actually a lot smaller than when other people run the 35-inch tyres, like our other people that we know.
And that would be illegal, would it?
Yeah, technically, you're only allowed to go 50 mils bigger and overall diameter than the factory tyre.
I physically can't fit any bigger tyres on this car.
Yeah, I believe that's because of the independent front end.
contemplating when these ones need replacing, dropping back down just so that it doesn't do the whole rub thing. It's a bit close to the edge. Because it rubs on the right front rear mud flap. Does that make sense? The rear of the front tyre.
That makes perfect roundabout sense.
Yeah, it rubs. So I'm not sure about keeping the size. I think I like the size. I like the extra height it gives me. I'm convinced I've got more grip, so my tyres are bigger.
And at the end of the day, it comes down to picking a good line instead of going out trying to get stuck.
Well, yeah, like that guy at Mount Separation, right? You know, you and him drove the same track and you just walked up there and he made a right meal of it.
It's all about picking the right line and putting your tyres in the right spot.
And the right gear helps too. Whoa, what a view! You probably can't see that. There's that lake that's name escapes me. Lake Nilakuti? Ah, close enough.
Oh well, that view is amazing.
Yeah. It's got the sun on it and the green fields. It almost just sprung up from nowhere. I'm like, I'm sure we couldn't see anything before. Oh, this is a tight squeeze. Why would you do that? Why would you not cut off a little bit more?
No, definitely couldn't. We've come out on the other side of the hill.
How wide's your car? Is it as wide? Is it wider than mine? Oh, fucking hell.
Yes.
Do you need me to spot you through? The second one is a little bit tighter on the bank on the side.
Oh, it should be right.
I just get nervous about falling off the side. Oh yeah, bags of room. Bags of room. I always think, why didn't they just cut an extra couple of centimetres off? Just to make it a little bit easier. Then where would the fun be?
Yeah, especially if when bushfire season comes around, firefighters have to come down this track, and they're driving trucks which are a lot wider than our cars. They have to actually get out just to cut a little bit more off to get their way through. So, yeah, wish people would actually take this a little bit more often.
Like that Unimog wouldn't fit through there, would it?
No, definitely not. It's yeah, like almost 2.5 metres wide.
We saw a Unimog just before we turned onto this track.
But he probably would have driven over him.
I didn't really think about the fireys, you know, that's like quite a good point, because I can imagine people leave it tight so that it's like a tricky obstacle, but I suppose you've got to think beyond just yourself, haven't you, and cut off a bit more.
Yeah, that's right, and it doesn't take much more. You've already got your chainsaw out most of the time, so just take that little bit extra off, and when there is a fire, it's easier for the fires to get through.
We are near the end. Yeah, I reckon fine in the dry, would be fine in the wet. The rocky sections I don't think would be slippy enough to stop you progressing if it was wet. There's a little bit of technical bits, if you want, you know, like I said, a beginner, if you got a big massive car and you're after massive rocks, then yeah, no, but it's an enjoyable drive, thinking drive, and there was cool stuff to see. Well worth it. Right, so pretty sure. There you go. That was awesome. I've just stopped.
Copy.